Hi, this is Cheryl Bullock, and I'm your doctoral committee mentor. And I wanted to talk with you today. This is an informative little video that I'm recording, and I'm going to be posting in folks who are doing qualitative studies and using interviews classrooms. So this is a strategy that I really like. I would like to see each person do this. It probably isn't a required thing through GCU, but it's just a great way to make sure you're aligning your interview questions with your research questions. So it's just a little strategy. I created, and there are other ways to do this, by the way, but I would at minimum like to have each person do this, even if you do not have to turn it in as part of your dissertation. I still want to see it because it's very important. So you have interview questions, and look, you can see that I have said, well, 12, but I'm going to tell you right now that you need to justify how many interview questions you use through the literature. You can find literature on, and you can find current, peer-reviewed, no older than 7 years literature on how many interview questions you should ask, how you should ask them. There are a lot of experts who have weighed in on how to conduct a qualitative research interview. I'm going to tell you that my guideline, this is not a rule. You pull this from the literature. So if the literature tells you 14, 14. I tell you 12. And that's from past experiences and from what I've read. But that's not the definitive answer. The definitive answer is what the research tells you. So you have created your interview questions. Let's say you have 12 of them. But of course, you know from the literature how many you actually are going to have and propose. What So you write them out in your little matrix, or at least have them on the side, and you say, interview question 1, tell me about your experiences with. Okay. Then you look at your research question 1 and you say, is that going to give me data for research question 1? If it is, yes. And for your own purposes, be as specific as possible here. So maybe your research question 1 asked about what are the experiences of, and question 1 says, what are your experiences with? You make a personal note here. I can't tell you what it is, but you explain in this chart how interview question 1 helps you get data for research question 1. And you go down and you do the same, and you say, well, maybe the second one's not really aimed at it. Yes, this one does. Okay, personal note. You go down 5, maybe not, 6, X. Personal. Ugh, sorry guys. Personal note. All right, and on and on and on. And this one here, X. Personal note. Okay, why it connects. Your personal note tells you why interview question 10 helps you answer research question 1. And then you go back and you say, okay, 2, yeah, that's good. It's here. Personal note. Personal note. X. Personal note goes down, and sometimes you're going to have interview questions that will give you data for both. Not always, but sometimes. So you might have one here that says yes, personal note. But the most important thing is that all of these columns are represented and that you can use and that you can justify, that's what the personal note is, how interview question 5 actually helps you collect data for research question 2. And what you want to do is have none of these matrices empty, because if you have empty matrices, you have a problem and you need to go back and rewrite research question 8, because I really couldn't fit it into either one of them, so that it fits and helps me answer at least one of my 2 research questions. So that's just a little schematic. There are others, but I want each of mine who are going into be doing interviews and are in the process of completing your interview questions to go ahead and create for yourself a little schematic to make sure you don't have any of these missing. This is not missing, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine, this is not fine, this is not fine, these are not fine. Anyway, that's all. Hope it was helpful.